I still remember the text that started it all. I was at my desk, sorting through the last-minute preparations for the company holiday party, when my phone buzzed. It was from her. Tonight, I need to make a tough choice. Don't be surprised. I froze. My heart skipped, a cold pit opening in my stomach. A tough choice? Between what? Between me and someone else? I tried to push aside, thinking maybe it was about work, about decisions she had to make as CEO. But something in the phrasing, the casualness, felt like a betrayal waiting to happen. In the weeks leading up to the party, there were small things I told myself I might be imagining. She was distracted more often, her phone always buzzing and tucked away. Calls I'd get were cut short, and sometimes she'd laugh quietly at messages, then suddenly look away when I entered the room. I questioned myself constantly. Was I overthinking? Was my jealousy clouding reality? But my gut refused to let it go. The party was in the company's grand hall, the chandeliers sparkling, employees mingling with drinks in hand. I walked beside her, smiling, pretending everything was normal. She was radiant, dressed in a sharp black gown, commanding attention as always. But I noticed the subtle glances she exchanged with someone across the room, a man from her executive team. My heart thudded, and yet I told myself, don't jump to conclusions. As the night progressed, the tension built in ways I couldn't ignore. She whispered instructions to her assistants, excusing herself from conversations. I caught fragments. Make sure he's ready, just like we discussed. Her laughter with the other man carried a familiarity that had once been mine, a warmth I hadn't felt in months. And then it happened. I was standing near the bar, sipping my drink, when she called my name. The hall seemed to shrink around us as she led me to a quieter corner. Her expression was unreadable, professional, sharp. I could see the weight of authority in her stance. The CEO, in her element. Sit, she said. I did, heart hammering. I have to make a decision tonight, she started, voice steady. It affects the company and you. I laughed nervously. Me? What do you mean? Her eyes didn't soften. You're no longer in the company. Your position is terminated. The world blurred. My own wife firing me in front of everyone at the company party. My mind raced, confusion battling with disbelief. This has to be a joke, I said, trying to steady my voice. She shook her head. It's not personal. It's business. But it was personal. I saw it in the way she glanced at him, the man she'd chosen. He was standing there, a smirk playing at the corners of his mouth, as if he had rehearsed this moment in his mind 1,000 times. I realized with sick clarity that I was being replaced by her lover. I wanted to shout, to storm the room, to make her feel a fraction of the betrayal coursing through me. But I didn't. I stayed calm. I let her finish. Collect your things, she said, as if reading from a script, and leave quietly. The company, the people deserve stability. I nodded. My hands trembled slightly as I packed my belongings from my office. The hum of laughter, the clinking of glasses, the music, it all became background noise, a cruel soundtrack to the collapse of my life. Every memory of our time together, the late-night brainstorming sessions, the quiet dinners in our apartment, the time she whispered, "I couldn't have done this without you," flashed in my mind. They all felt like lies now, or at least like chapters of a book I was no longer allowed to read. Walking out, I passed the crowd. Some noticed, some didn't. No one clapped, no one cheered. Just silence. I felt invisible, erased from a world I had helped build. I caught her eyes once, and for a fraction of a second there was something, remorse, guilt, but it vanished as quickly as it appeared. Outside, the cold air hit me, stinging my cheeks. I breathed in deep, trying to reclaim myself, trying to find a version of me that existed before betrayal. And I realized staying calm had been my choice, my assertion of dignity. I didn't need to scream or beg. I didn't need to make a scene. The act of walking away, fully aware of the deception, was my quiet strength. In the days that followed, the world didn't collapse. I found a small apartment, a quiet life for myself. The emails, the calls, the gossip, they all passed me by And slowly, I started to rebuild not just my career, but my self-respect. She reached out eventually, messages filled with excuses, justifications, even remorse. I read them once and deleted them. I understood, finally, that her actions were her choice, her reality, not mine. And in that understanding, I found freedom. Looking back, the betrayal still stings, the sting of trust broken, of love misplaced. But I learned something vital that night. Power, position, love, they can all be taken. But self-respect is something you reclaim quietly, calmly, without needing anyone's permission. I stayed calm. I let her finish. And in letting go, I discovered the strength to start again.